Hello everybody, here we are, and it's time to start working on the project again. And let's see, mostly we had to implement the frame name editor, and once that is done, most of the things are gonna be done for sure. Okay, so let's just simply get started from here on and spin up the project. So we have to just simply work on this, so let's just simply get rid of this as for right now, and from here onwards we actually have to work on this. So first of all, we actually have to make sure that this is well visible, and as for the styles and all, I'm gonna get the styles like this. And let's keep the styles over here, and this is definitely not being implemented. As for this, if I make it up so new, then what will happen? Let's just simply run this bundle and keep it fixed as of right now. Local host 3000/canvas. This is done, and the next thing is that we have this input ref over here. So text area ref actually came here as an input, so the same thing needs to be done with that as well. So we are gonna have canvas ref, that's gonna be the overlay. We'll have the text area ref, and we'll have on key down exactly what happens in all text editor. And this is what we have over here. So context menu, not this one, text editor. So text area ref, and this particular stuff, that's text area ref, is actually being maintained outside, or just here. We have image input ref, and probably const frame name input ref, that's gonna be use ref, and HTML input element, or it can be null, sort of like this. And once we have this, and in that case, so we'll have one more input here. Later I'm gonna be even reorganizing it better, but as for right now, we'll have an input here, and again that input is actually gonna be named frame input, frame name editor, alrighty. So we are gonna have this frame name editor over here, and when it comes to this, so we'll get input frame name input ref from here. I'll get rid of this, and frame name input ref, that's gonna be ref object HTML input element, or it can even be null. Once I have this, the value is actually gonna be assigned over here. Apart from this particular thing, let me const frame editing state, and that's gonna be huge frame editing state. I have this frame editing state. Once I actually have the frame editing state, after that we have to just simply get the frame editing const frame. We have to just simply get, so const frame, and we have to get the shapes before even that. So const shapes, use shapes. Once we have this, so shapes dot filter, we can even get the selected IDs, but I don't think getting that quickly would be the best way. So we can just filter it. So let's filter shape dot id, that's triple equals to frame editing state dot id, frame id. If that's triple equals to that, so that particular shape is going to be filtered, and let's just simply find here, that would be better. So once I got the frame, so the frame itself has the x coordinate and y coordinate, but const point needs to be, point is actually going to be viewport helpers. Let's get that as well. Okay, so viewport helpers dot this is gonna be canvas to client, and frame dot x and frame dot y. Frame may be undefined, there is no frame. In that case return, otherwise get rid of this. We have the point, if not any point, again return from here, and frame dot text. So ultimately, if frame dot type, if it's not equals to frame, return from here. Scale is here, and text editing state, frame dot frame dot text. Text line is not there, I don't even need it there, so let's get rid of this. Yeah, it's always gonna be left align. Line height multiplier, line height multiplier, that can be increased or decreased. As of right now we don't even need this, so let's get rid of this. Stroke color not needed, and frame dot text cannot have the id, so frame dot id is gonna be there. Ultimately So the font size, one more thing, that usually the font size should remain the same, right? So to make sure that font size is always the same, what will we have to do? Just a sec. Usually here we are. What was this logic earlier? If the font size exists and the frame ID actually exists, in that case frame dot text dot font size in scale, so this way font size actually increases, and what we have to do, that it needs to be fixed though. So let's get rid of it all. That is it, and later we are gonna see. So this is nothing but the style, and the value needs to be frame as for the value, that needs to be what? Should that be the frame name or frame name? Let's do one thing, frame editing state dot this, it is possibly null, so if it is actually if I don't have frame editing state, I'm just simply gonna return from here. Then in that case this is not gonna be optional, so we'll have this. And on change, so what will actually happen, that we'll just simply set it on change. Okay, let's just simply set the value. So set the name, setting its value, getting the value from there, setting it there. That makes sense. So const set frame editing state user. This is the one, but having said that, we did the same thing back here, right? So what do I have to do? What should actually be done, that whenever we click outside, handle change, so whenever it's actually changing, we have to change that particular shape, or to be precise, not that, rather the selected one. So how will we get the selected one? We can get the selected one using the ID. Interesting. That simply means I don't even need to save the name directly in there. How about getting the value directly from the state, the way we are getting them, these things here? Yeah, that can be done as well. So instead of using this name, let's just simply go ahead like this. Frame dot text dot name, and as for the event, we are gonna be setting the value, and frame name change. And that's gonna be keyboard event on HTML elements, and we even have key down, right? So wherever we just click down, mm, so whenever we click down, and if the input is not the input always gonna be that. And what if the input is not the input box? In that case, close this, and that's what this is doing on key down. That makes sense. So we haven't really created any hook for that, so let's just handle it manually over here. Const okay, what is the next thing that we have to do? Why is this not being visible? Z index, that is for sure. I'm not sure 4 is enough or not. Okay, missing something. What am I missing here? The bigger question is that why is this not even running? that's what I wanted. Now it still appears here, that's great. Canvas ref I need to pass. We'll see. If the height is negative, doesn't really matter. Okay, fine. Alright everybody, that should be it. I'm actually gonna be working on it later. I have some work, so let me just get that done. After that we'll be just fixing everything whatever's here. Okay, until